Welcome back to SWAMPCAST. Once again, I'm Bullfrog, bringing you one hell of a cringy-ass excuse for a podcast. So feminists and SJWs have got their pants all up in a twist once again because the recent Victoria's Secret's fashion show didn't include enough diverse body types or transgendered women. Nope, no stunning and brave fat chicks in this fashion show or chicks with dicks. I hear a lot of this shit about how representation matters, or representation is so important. Why? Who fucking cares? Now, most guys, myself included, we don't want to see Tess fucking Holiday prance around in her bra and panties or whatnot. I personally sure shit don't, and most guys don't either. Or if we see a chick that does actually look pretty hot, we prefer that she doesn't have a dick. Now, I have nothing against fat people and nothing against transgender people. However, if the people at Victoria's Secret, they choose to hire models who are actually attractive, ones who actually look good in lingerie, then that's their choice. That is their brand, is the way they choose to present their product. Now, if you want representation so fucking bad, well, just start your own fashion show then, Hey, it's not really Victoria's Secret's responsibility to make you feel all included and make you feel all warm and fuzzy by being represented and whatnot. As we all know, now, if you take a picture of some fat chick and put her all over the internet, everybody's just going to be, oh, she's so stunning and brave. Take a chick that guys actually want to fuck and put her on the internet, or put her on billboards like that, Beachbody Ready chick. They're all just, ew, this is oppressive. You're shaming women. You're shaming us you're fat shaming all of us. Ree! I know, this shit's ridiculous. Big companies like Victoria's Secret, they're going to hire models who are actually attractive, that are attractive to the majority of the population. If you don't like it, then tough shit. So the fight for $15 an hour minimum wage is still raging on. I thought this shit died a while ago, but apparently they're still going on about this. People don't realize that a ridiculously high wage like $15 an hour is really going to hurt the economy. First thing, a lot of small businesses will either go out of business or they'll cut out like a good majority of their workforce. Only the very top-notch, best employees will be able to keep their jobs. And very big businesses like McDonald's, for example, they're going to switch over mostly to automation. Now, these workers who are crying about fair wages or whatnot, they're going to be out of work now, so they're even worse off. And there's one thing, this fair wages crap. A job at McDonald's flipping burgers or whatnot, or these low-skilled jobs or even no-skilled jobs, they're not worth $15 an hour. You don't deserve to be paid $15 an hour just because you feel like you should be. You're paid based on what you're worth, your skill level, how much money the job that you do is actually worth. Flipping burgers or bagging up groceries is not worth no $15 an hour. Now, jobs like these are not really meant to be living wage jobs. However, it's not on the employers to pay some ridiculously high wage because you feel like you should be able to be paid this ridiculously high wage because what you make doesn't pay enough to pay your bills and whatnot. With $15 an hour minimum wage also, price is going to go way up, and eventually $15 an hour, that's not going to be enough anymore. These people are only thinking of what makes them feel all warm and fuzzy right now. They don't think of the bigger picture. All they are thinking about is just what emotionally appeals to them. This fight for 15 bullshit is a stupid idea. It's purely an emotional argument. It's ridiculous. It's not going to work. So the other day, I was watching a live stream of this chick I'm subscribed to. She was responding to a video that some guy did about her, complaining about her bullying one of his friends, apparently. Now, she wasn't really bullying him. She was calling him out for being full of shit. Now, the point is that when I was listening to this guy, it got me started to think about this whole cyberbullying bullshit. I never understood why it's such an epidemic. Now, if people are bothering you online, just don't go on that website anymore. It's not that damn hard. I've heard this BS argument that, well, just don't go on the internet. Well, that's not practical. Kids need to go on the internet for their research for school or some shit like that. I can't remember what they said, but, well, you don't need to go on social media. There's no actual need for it. You can go, there's places you go to do research and for education purposes, and then there's social media. So, yeah, you don't need to be on social media. Just don't go on social media then if you're being, people saying mean things to you, calling you a poopy head on the internet. Oh my god. Remember a few years ago, Anita Sarkeesian and her lesbian girlfriend, Zoe Quinn, actually went to the United Nations to complain about freaking cyberbullying harassment, and she was sitting there complaining about how, well, it's just the day-to-day grind of, you suck, you're a liar. Yeah, meanwhile, there's people in third world countries being murdered and freaking starving to death and whatnot, but she's worried about freaking cyberbullying. Like I said before, you don't have to go on social media. So, now when I was a kid, I got pushed around too. I was a big kid, but I was all awkward and weird, and I was poor, so I got fucked with. Now, I couldn't just decide not to go to school. I had to go to school. I had to go to school and put up with it. So I had to freaking, I didn't have that choice. But if you're just being bullied on the internet, well, then don't go on those websites then. I think people just want to be victims, and they want to complain about something, and so they whine about this bullying online. Grow up, grow a fucking pair. It's not that big of a deal. It's just shit you're reading on the internet. I'm getting really sick of hearing about toxic masculinity. Yeah, men being men and boys being boys, according to this feminist, is just so problematic. Men being shamed for having a healthy sexual attraction to feminine women. Boys being pumped full of Ritalin and try to make them docile, make them more like girls. This shit makes me sick. Being a limp wristed soy boy is the new acceptable form of masculinity. Let me tell you something. Without masculine men, society as we know it today would never exist. It's not a bunch of women out there building the roads, building those buildings, and doing all this heavy work. No, it's men. Without men, we don't have all this we wouldn't have that comfortable life that you enjoy today. It's because of masculine men that we have the society that we have now. Without masculine men, the human race would have gone extinct long before we ever made any advancements. This idea of women are just every bit as strong as men is all bullshit. You're not. Men are stronger than women. Get over it. Men being shamed and cucked into being feminine. And I see so many of these men out there that just fall for it, and they go along with it, along with this feminist bullshit propaganda that they need to be more docile and feminine-like, because being men is so toxic. This makes me sick. This is why the problem in Sweden, the men there are so cucked that all these migrants that are letting in the country are taking over the country because the men don't want to stand up and be men. And anybody who knows me in person knows that I love Sweden. However, it really angers me to see what's happening to this country of my ancestors. It's because the men are being cucked, they're being shamed and being feminine. This is what happens. We don't have real men in charge. Strong, masculine men are what makes society function properly. Without strong, masculine men, you're fucked. I take pride in being a strong, masculine man, and I don't apologize for it, and I'm not a damn bit ashamed of it either. I have a little something I wanted to rant about for a few minutes. Now, I've been in the restaurant business since 1994, and one thing that gets on my nerves is idiot customers. Now, my current job, I'm actually the prep cook, but for the first about 4.5 years or so, I was stuck working up front, and we have a open kitchen as well, and it's a pizza joint, and I'm usually the one on the stretch table. I stretch out the pizzas, fling them in the air, and all that. People like to watch that. So a lot of people come up, watch me, which kind of gets on my nerves, but however, a lot of people come up and ask me stupid questions, and I remember one time, some lady was standing there watching me and said, "Oh, so is that ours?" Like, I don't fucking know. I didn't actually say that, but I wanted to. And sometimes when we're really freaking busy, a lot of people want to come up and chat. Now, I'm already antisocial as it is, but when I'm busy, it really gets on my nerves even worse. I remember one night, it was a Saturday night, we were just getting slammed hard, and some guy comes up and is like, "Yeah, crazy night?" Like, "Yeah." And it starts busting up like, "Oh." I just want to take a pan and smack that motherfucker right in his goddamn face. Oh my god, oh jeez. Oh my god, that shit pissed me off. Now, since we do have an open kitchen, a lot of times customers will come up and ask us cooks stupid shit. And people come up to me and ask me, "Oh, can I get a side of ranch? Can I get some napkins?" Like, I'm not a fucking waiter. Like, I want to say that so much, but I can't say that because I'll get fired. But, like, some people are just so fucking stupid. I remember one particular night when I was operating the ovens. We have these old school ovens where you open the front door and stick the pizzas in and all that. So I was up there working on the ovens, and there's a table directly across from where the ovens are, and some lady turns around and says, "Excuse me, sir, it's been a while since someone has helped us. What the fuck you want me to do about it? I'm running the goddamn ovens." Like, really? Like, okay, talk to the fucking waiter. That's why we have waiters here, okay? I remember one time, years ago, I was actually working at the same one I was working at now, because A long story short, I used to work at this particular pizza place a long time ago, and then I quit, and then 12 years later I went back again. I'm still there now. Well, a long time ago, it was late at night, we had just closed, and a couple of customers come in, and I told them, oh, well, we're closed now. All right, and then they walked out the door, and then 2 seconds later, the lady comes in, can we still get something to go? Like, do you not know what closed means? It means we're closed. We're not willing to be stuck there extra long to make you something to go, because you couldn't get here before we closed. And another thing, this really pisses us off. All right, when we're about to close in about 5 minutes, you got customers that come in and, oh, they're open for 5 more minutes. Okay, we can come in and order something. This pisses us off. Now, if you do this shit, don't expect top-notch service. We've had a long night. We're about to close. We're trying to get everything wrapped up and cleaned up and try to get the fuck out of here. And then some customers will come in and order something at 5 minutes before we close. This truly pisses us off. I want to let you know for your own good. Now, I've never been a server, though, but however, I know some things that servers do hate. Now, if your order is a bit late or something that could messed up on, don't take it out on your server. It's not their damn fault. You can expect much better service if they actually have some common decency towards the server. So those are some things that really piss me off I want to get off my chest. Alright, after all that cringe, I think it's time we had a few laughs. So, what does a woman and a laxative have in common? They both irritate the shit out of you. What does a saggy tit say to the other saggy tit? If we don't get some support, people are going to think we're nuts. What's the difference between your wife and your job? After 5 years, your job will still suck. Why do walruses love Tupperware parties so much? They were always on the lookout for a tight seal. What's the difference between a hooker and a drug dealer? A hooker can wash a crack and sell it again. What is a 6.9? Another good thing screwed up by a period. So the other day, someone asked me if I might have some guests on the SWAMPCAST sometime. I said, well, I might, but right now hardly anyone knows I exist. Now, the thing is, though, a lot of people aren't really willing to waste their time with somebody who only has 11 subscribers. A lot of people, they don't really want to bother with you unless you have at least a couple thousand subscribers. However, something I thought of, though, this would be so awesome, is if I could have Bill Burr be a guest on SWAMPCAST sometime. Now, in case you don't know, Bill Burr is a famous comedian. He does the Monday Morning Podcast. He's also the inspiration behind me doing the SWAMPCAST. Who knows, maybe someday when I finally reach my goal of 500 million subscribers, Bill Burr might be willing to come onto the SWAMPCAST, so who knows, let's keep our fingers crossed. That'll do it for the SWAMPCAST for this week. If you could do a brother a solid and share this podcast with all your friends, that'd be super. I'm Bullfrog. Thanks for tuning in.